I'm wearing 2 jackets, and I'm still a little bit chilled. The man doesn't have any socks on or a jacket.
Yeah, it's something. I walked outside today while it was snowing. It didn't bother me.
She got her iPad, doesn't she?
Are you just doing the check?
Don't, you're gonna rip off her body. Stop.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 174 of the Talking Rad podcast.
Hello.
We are back
Hi.
from our month-long
Your jacket's blue.
break.
Wow,
Oh, it's reflecting. It's
astute
from over here.
astute observation, Sherlock.
Thanks. They call me Pete.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you like to beat your meat.
Pete beats his meat. What do
On
they
the
call
street.
you then?
Thaner, Mater, Masturbator.
That's pretty good.
That's what they call my brother in high school, but they said Slater instead.
That's funny. Yeah, we took a fat sleep, and we have finally woken up from our nap.
I took a nap today. I had a headache. Still kind of do, but I took some drugs. We're okay.
That's good. I feel like a lot's happened since we last sat down and just chatted. You got face surgery on your teeth.
Oh, yeah. I had a root canal.
I
That's the story. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I was going to say, so for a hot minute there, Cole was taking Benadryl every night. And the first night that he took a bunch of Benadryl, he opened my door, and it must have just started to kick. And I don't know if you remember or not, but you looked at me, and you were just faded. You were gone. Completely gone. And you were asking me questions about the YouTube channel and videos that we were working on. And I was just like trying to tell you some stuff, and then it was like it just clicked in your brain. You're like, wait, I'm not gonna remember this. Let's just stop talking. and then you just went in your room, and I was like, okay.
Did I go to sleep after that?
I'm pretty sure. But like, yeah, you just look like you smoked the biggest doobie, and your eyes were like gone. You were just
Well, I had to take Benadryl because I had an allergic reaction to the amoxicillin.
That's a rip.
Yeah. So I just stopped taking the amoxicillin and get a new antibiotic for the infection inside of my gums as a result. Or not as a result, but the same reason I got the root canal. It's all connected there.
Killed
all
it.
connected there.
You killed it.
I did it. That's what happened to me. That's what I did.
What happened to you, Thane? You had an appointment yesterday that you were in quite the hurry to get to.
I was just getting my hair cut.
Nice.
That was it?
Yeah.
Do you go to Great Clips?
Yeah.
I see.
How much do they charge you?
I was just like, the conversation's done, isn't it?
My sister manages
know.
one.
You've been banking on that sister's card for like months now,
Yeah.
years now.
What is it?
Still got
20
about
free
100.
cuts?
I still have about 100. Apparently, I checked. I got like over $100 still on it, so I'm good for like about like, I think, 15 more haircuts.
Gosh dang.
15? So is it like
Yeah.
$7.50 a haircut or something like that?
$10.99 a haircut.
Well, if it's got 100, you can do 10 haircuts.
Less than 10.
That's
So
Yeah.
$11 haircuts. So like eight or 9 haircuts.
You said 15 though. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
Maybe he has
I
over
had
$100.
We had a receipt somewhere. It said like over $100 and said you.
Oh. That's a pretty gamer thing. What are you gonna do when you run out? Just never cut your hair ever again?
No, I'll just go pay the haircut. I
Oh.
rarely cut my hair, so I think it's just worth it just to get a regular cut.
How often do you cut your hair now? Because you cut your hair like every 2 or 3 weeks, don't you?
Yeah, about that.
See, and I cut my
I-
hair like about once a month now.
I don't know. I cut it till it just gets long enough. I'm like, yeah, I need a haircut.
Do you have
It's
like
about,
a,
like, two
a
every two,
tick,
probably.
like when it touches your ears or something?
Yeah, probably every 2 months.
What's yours? What's like the thing that happens where you're like, dang, I gotta cut my
The
hair?
sides of my head look ugly.
Oh. Nice.
Also, when I wake up, my hair is everywhere.
So like,
Yeah.
if you look at the side of my hair, see how it kind of sticks out weirdly right here? When it gets really nasty looking, I cut it.
You just like the side short.
I don't like the way it looks when it's all... it grows especially right there, and I don't understand why. I'm probably going to cut it this weekend.
Yeah, I've definitely, since I've cut my hair, and I did this in high school too. I'd cut my hair like once a month because I was the same way. I don't like this. I like the sides of my hair shaved. And now where I'm balding, if I keep the sides shaved, I don't look as bald. I got crap all over my eyes.
Yeah, what are you doing over there?
I don't know. I got dirt in my eyes.
You got bugs underneath your skin?
I'm crying. But yeah, if I just keep it the sides
Rub some
shaved.
dirt in your eyes.
Good God, you look like a mess. You're like, she took the kids.
It's freaking the anime.
I said, Deborah, no, don't do it. Don't take the kids. Don't take
Allergy
Susie and Skylar Jr.
Actually, this is an allergy season. This is
I
cold
literally
season.
got dirt in my eye. I don't know what the freak.
Hey, if you need Benadryl, I got some Benadryl for your allergies coming up.
I'm okay.
I don't think you get allergies, do you?
No.
I don't think you really have anyway.
I used to, and I would used to get like an allergy shot for it, but I stopped, I guess.
As long as I've lived with you guys, I've never seen you guys have allergies.
Yeah. It must have stopped sometime in my life. But I used to get allergy shots because Zay Brennan and I would always go to my grandpa and we'd get them. Like, I would get it in my arm. Sometimes those guys would get it in, like, their butt cheeks or their hips.
Yeah?
No, just butt cheeks. I don't think hip.
Why butt cheek?
'Cause it's, I don't know, it's like a flub. And it probably doesn't hurt as much as, like, the arm.
Huh.
It's a mental thing, I assume.
Interesting. I would just do the arm.
Have you ever gotten a shot in your butt cheeks?
Never.
I used to get shots in my butt cheeks when I
I've
was a
only
kid.
ever done my
I don't
arm.
think I've ever gotten a shot in my butt.
Yeah, I've only ever done my arm.
only my arm. Sometimes what I had to do, go to the doctor, I had to do the full checkup, so I had to pull down my pants and put his fingers on my testicles.
Maybe when I was a baby. Maybe when I was a baby, I got it in the bum.
It was really weird.
It's called a physical thing.
Yes, it's the physical. I had to get a physical because I had this terrible cough that wouldn't go away.
Oh, I just had to get one for basketball, but
I've never had a doctor touch my nut.
I kind of cheated the system because my grandpa was my doctor, and he never touched my nuts either.
Yeah, my family doctor never touched the nuts when I got a physical. I think I've only had like one physical or two physicals.
My family doctor did touch my nuts. Does that say something?
I don't think so. I think
Nah,
that's
this
what they're
is-
supposed to do. Like,
I think it's just professional.
if anything, the fact that me and
In
Skylar
fact, you know
didn't,
what?
we're the ones that
I wouldn't be
bad physicals.
You know, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if like people started protesting against like the nut touch because they would argue it's like violating. It's
What's
like,
it to do, Sky? Is it
how
like to
the-
check for like testicular cancer or something like that?
it's probably some procedure we don't
It's
understand.
probably got something to do with your testicles.
But like,
I would hope it does. I don't know what else it would be
Let
doing
me-
down
like
there for.
I have a feeling people
Oh yeah, let me just check your liver.
would.
That's a good liver.
it's like, hey, doc. I ain't no doc, but I know my liver's not down there. Let me Google it.
Why'd you go Brooklyn on that? Hey, doc. I'm no doctor, but I know my liver's not down there.
Hey, doc, you're grabbing my balls.
My
I thought we were doing an eye checkup.
My doctor hasn't.
Aren't you an optometrist? What are you doing down
It's
there?
like, you see, little Jimmy, I'm just checking your eyes.
Say little Jimmy when you were talking about
Um,
it. That makes it so much worse.
You know what's even worse? Is the picture I was just looking at before I got off this.
Nuts.
No, it was a
Monkey
doctor
nuts.
from like the 50s giving a little boy a shot in the arm.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess I don't know how that correlates. What do I Google? Why does a doctor touch your nuts during a physical?
Yeah, do that. Type that
Yeah.
in.
Why does a doctor?
So yeah, at least my doctor hasn't. It's like, sorry, I gotta check the butthole today. Just.
Did they ever have to pull out the frozen spoon and give you a little bit of a whack down there?
I don't think that's a proper medical procedure, but
No, I heard that's a thing. Do you know what I'm
Really?
talking about, Sky?
Say it one more
What?
time.
The
Sorry.
frozen spoon. Do you know what that means? Like when they pull out the frozen spoon and a little bit down there?
From a doctor?
Yeah, this.
They flick a little bit on you?
No, so supposedly,
what?
I don't know if this is true or not, but like, say you're getting a little bit excited down there and they're trying to check on you. They go and get a frozen spoon and kind of do like a on it.
They flick
And
it.
it like almost instantly, apparently.
I don't think I've ever.
They're just like
I've-
bad Baxter.
I
Down,
mean,
Simba.
I mean, like,
Put Jabba back in his hut.
I mean, like, if you ask your doctor, probably specifically, hey, I think I might have erectile dysfunction, then maybe. But I've
No,
never,
it's not. It's just because they're getting excited because somebody's down there.
No,
working
it's
on
like
them.
if you're getting a physical and you
Oh.
pop a boner.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Okay.
here I've got.
Oh, I thought it's
Google
like
has our
it
answer.
It's just to
gets
get.
hard.
It's just to go make it
I
go
thought
away.
it
so
gets
they can
hard because
continue
it's
the
cold,
procedure.
but no, that makes sense. That it's like you
No,
touch
it
something
makes it
cold,
go
it makes
away,
it.
yeah.
Give it a little flick.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
Yeah. Okay, so here's
That
what
was
Google
I was
says.
imagining I did that to Skylar. If you saw them in camera, so
Yeah, and if you're
There's for your
listening on
fanfics.
Spotify or Google or wherever the hell,
because I totally touched Skylar in an appropriate place, but
Yeah,
he allowed it.
you touched my pee-pee with a cold spoon
He
through my
allowed it.
through the jeans. Okay, so Google says a testicular exam can make a guy feel a bit awkward or embarrassed.
Yeah, it sure can.
But just like checking a person's blood pressure, it's a normal part of a physical exam. The doctor checks the testicles and the area around them to make sure everything is healthy and that a guy doesn't have any problems like a hernia.
Oh yeah, duh. Of course it's hernias. I knew that before too. That it's hernias.
Have you guys
Okay.
actually ever looked up a picture of a hernia?
Yeah, they're effing disgusting.
Have you seen
I've
them?
never. I didn't know it was like there was a picture. Well, probably I didn't. But I know it's like a pain in the stomach, right?
Well, there you can have different hernias.
I don't want to see it if you're looking it up.
I'll see
I'll
it.
show thing.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes.
I know the Weird Al song "Living with a Hernia." Living with a hernia.
I know that Joey Tribbiani got a hernia in the hit television show Friends. He had
Is
a
it-
hernia,
Does
and
it
he acted with it.
Does it affect certain areas like
Yeah, it's typically around here.
yeah,
It's
like
like
the
your-
bladder and the
It's like your belly to lower.
It's like
region.
something comes out almost.
oh
Like you got like a
it pops
I
out.
think it's part of your. Let me read you the actual definition because I think it's part of your muscles protruding or something like
Oh
yeah muscles.
that. A bulging of an organ or tissue through an abnormal opening.
oh okay.
Yeah.
So like sometimes if people are lifting things too heavy or they're just flexing too hard, you can.
Oh,
So, like,
just
here
like a
would-
Charlie horse.
So
kind of?
you know how like
You-
you get those
I've
toys.
gotten Charlie horses. Oh yeah.
They're just
Oh,
bulges.
Oh.
why is that? What? It almost looks like the penis is part of there, but no, that's just the organ.
You know those toys that you like squish and they got like a net all the way around them. They come out little tiny holes. And you
Yeah,
squish
yeah,
them?
yeah.
It's like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like a hernia.
Literally
That's
exactly
literally
like
like a
that.
hernia.
So yeah, when I get a Charlie horse, sometimes I've seen it, and my muscle just kind of like pops like this, and it hurts like hell.
I don't
I've-
think that's a hernia.
That's not
I
the
think that's like a
same.
muscle spasm.
No, I
Yeah.
said it's a Charlie horse. Never said it was a hernia. I said it was
know.
a Charlie horse.
Here's-
Charleston horse.
Here's like a hernia that's like a bulge.
Oh, ooh.
I think that's.
It
on
looks like a
somebody's
zit.
back.
Just pop it.
Yeah,
Gross.
They're weird looking. But the real weird one, if you really want
Oh
to go
yeah,
down the rabbit
you
hole,
want to know
is
the worst?
hemorrhoids.
I don't want to see.
You want to know the worst one? I looked up a prolapse.
Stop looking them up, Sky.
I saw a kid with a prolapse.
You know what's interesting is I can look at the most grotesque things on the human body, but if I see somebody in pain, like getting in an accident or dying, I freak out. I can't do it. But I can watch a surgery. I just can't watch somebody
I'm
freaking
literally
die.
the exact opposite.
You could see somebody die, but not surgery.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of a mix of both. Like I'm very very like squeamish when
Yeah.
it comes to injuries, but like
I get really.
if
squeamish
someone
when it
does
comes to
need help,
injuries.
like I'll try to call for it or like
Ugh.
say I think I know what to do.
Dude, hemorrhoids look like spider eggs or
yeah, I'm not
raspberries in
looking
the
at that.
butthole.
I know exactly what it is, and I'm not looking again.
Yeah, look up a prolapse.
No more looking up nasty stuff, guys.
It's just part of the
Can
human
we-
body.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, prolapse.
It's part of the human body when things are bad, not when things are right.
Is that when like the uterus comes out?
No, it's well, I don't know if it's a uterus, but usually it's your anus that like pops out.
Oh, you want to know something?
No, I
I'm
don't
not going to
wanna
show
know
you a
something.
picture. I'm not going to show you. So,
I just hear Sky throw up a little bit over
it
there.
looks like a hot dog coming out.
No, stop!
You wanna see
Stop!
it?
No.
I don't know if I want to see it. I just looked up before.
Help me.
Oh, is
It
that a
look-
prolapse?
Yeah, it's a prolapsed
Oh,
anus.
Yeah.
Oh
I
God.
want out. I want out.
Okay, so I guess I can tell this story because he told it on his podcast. But so Jim Brewer, I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Nope.
He's a
Nah.
comedian that used to be on SNL, and now he's done tons of stuff. He was on what's it freaking called? Half Baked. You've probably seen that show, haven't you, Thane?
I haven't seen the show. I know it. It's Dave Chappelle and
Yeah.
Bob Saget makes a
Yeah,
cameo.
Jim Brewer's in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was telling a story on his podcast about his wife when she was pregnant with their first kid, and like one day she was just crying, screaming his name, and he like runs into the bathroom to where she is, and she's like standing over the toilet just bawling in tears, and he's like, "What's going on?" And she kept saying, "My asshole is falling out," and he's like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, so her butthole did that, like it prolapsed, like
Prolapse.
yeah, because she was in so much pain from the baby. Anyway, after I listened to that podcast, I then the very next day was having a conversation with all of my family talking about pregnancy and just the hell that women go through. And my God, do I gotta say, for one, I'm glad and very thankful that I'm a man. But two, I'm very glad for modern medicine and technology that we have.
Yeah. Having kids is scary. That's why Japan doesn't want to have them.
I was listening to the Trash Taste podcast the other day, and they said it's inevitable if you get 3 guys together on a podcast, they will eventually talk about the human body.
And we did
That's, oh
This
man.
isn't the first time though either.
All the podcasts I've listened to, like there's Super Mega. They've talked plenty about the human body and Arthur.
I hate it. Hate it.
it. I think it's just interesting.
Official podcast, 4 guys talking about the like porn, which is part of the body.
We've done that.
Wait.
I don't like it.
We've already done that.
It's-
What, just the human body?
Mm-hmm.
See, I think the human body is very fascinating, and
It's
I
fascinating,
love learning
but
about
I
it.
hate it.
I can agree to some extent. It's really weird. The human body does weird things.
It's disgusting.
It's a very cool, gross, awesome, weird thing.
Okay, new topic.
New
Do something
topic.
new.
Okay,
You know what's great part about body on a woman, at least? The boobs.
speaking
We'll move on to another
Speaking
topic.
of things that I enjoy, man, YouTube Premium slaps. This was.
I need to charge you guys, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, you should
This
charge
was
us.
This has been like my favorite thing in a very long time. Spotify for the longest time had been sucking a big fat one for me, and I was showing Cole just so I had like freaking evidence that wasn't just myself, a witness. But the app would always crash on me. I'd have to open it up twice every single day. I'd open it up, it would crash, and then I'd have to open it up again. And then it would take a little bit for my songs to start playing. YouTube Premium and the YouTube Music app just instantly. And it has been the best investment ever.
The
You guys haven't invested anything in it because I haven't charged you yet.
oh yeah.
True.
I need to charge you for 2 months because I just got charged for the second month.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because it charged. Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
so we've been
Just
doing it for a
send
month now.
Just send requests and we can automatically.
Do you want me to send you Venmo requests or?
Yeah,
Sure.
because it'll automatically do it, and I like doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
I was just gonna text you guys, send me this much money like we always do for our normal bills.
I can do that too.
Is that okay,
Yeah.
Thane?
Yeah, whatever. Whichever way, just send me how much I need, and then.
Here, I'll do
but-
the math right now.
Are we full? We're filled up on it, right? We've got the full everyone.
I put my dad on there. I'm just gonna pay for my dad though.
Does he like it? Has he?
I think so.
the
22 divided
So-
by 6.
We have 6. Oh, Zay's on
yeah,
there too.
Yeah. So 3.6. Everybody pays 3.6. So just 360.
That's for 2 months.
No, it's 1 month.
So
So
360.
3.6 plus 3.6. $7.20. Everybody pays $7.20 for the past 2 months.
All right, thank you for divulging this very.
What do you mean? It's just YouTube Premium. Like they literally like
It's
advertise this family plan like it's like
Yeah.
legit and everything. Because my dad was
you're
all
telling,
like,
you're telling there's 6 people on the plan. What if someone uses that against us?
"What do you mean?
It's a joke.
It's not
I
like-
swear, sometimes you're really bad at reading my sarcasm.
I'm bad at everybody's sarcasm,
Yeah.
dude. That's my worst
I got it.
subject
I
of
got it,
humans.
And what's interesting?
It's been that way since I've moved here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know in the beginning it was probably very rough for you because
It was even worse. 'cause
Zay
you guys
and
are
I,
the worst.
yeah, Zay and I, and even now Thane over the years is we are literally the most sarcastic people that I know. 720.
720.
Anyway, I love YouTube Premium. I love the ad free. I love the music. I love that I can pull up literally any video. Like I've been listening to tons of audiobooks, tons of podcasts. I'll even pull up like an hour-long retrospective of a video and just listen. I've done everything, man, and it's so good. And I love that I can pull up a YouTube video on my phone and I can close my phone and it keeps playing. There's just so many wins. There's so many wins with YouTube Premium, and I have fallen in love with it, and I am all but ready to get rid of Spotify. I pretty much just need to text Zane and tell him to get me off the account.
I deleted the app, so I probably need to get off too.
The Spotify?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to text Zay. I mean, I'll pay for.
Son of a...
I'm gonna send you a text, Cole. That's got Zay already in it.
So.
What do you mean?
Oh wait.
All right.
Oh, I'm
This
just
is
texting Zay individually.
All right,
now.
no.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
All right. Bring the
Right,
show
better.
back. The one thing I don't like about the music app is that it feels very disorganized compared to Spotify. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tell you my biggest gripe with the whole thing. I hate that the music playlists are integrated with YouTube playlists, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I also like that. It's so weird. I've got a mixed relationship
Yeah,
with it.
I'm the same freaking way.
Because like so typically YouTube defaults to the last playlist that you've updated, and so if you go hit the plus button on YouTube to add a video to a playlist, I almost always wanted to add to my watch later playlist. But if I just got done updating one of my music playlists, it adds it to that music playlist instead of my watch later playlist, and it's just super annoying to me.
Yeah, me too. Like, I have a...
And you're prolific with your watch later
Yeah.
playlist.
Sometimes it will send it to a playlist I was updating, and it'll say, "Oh, we sent it to this one." I was like, "Thanks, I didn't want it to that one. Please send it to the other one, you son of a bitch."
The comment on my brother's payment says, "No commercials."
Yeah. The best part about it, because I'm loading on an app and it's just ad free. Like, I no longer just ad free on YouTube, because for some reason YouTube is the only website that doesn't read ad block. So weird. Like, all these journalistic websites said, "We see you're using ad block." It's like, God. But then YouTube, it's just like, we don't.
Oops, we don't know.
Yeah, it's like, you're using ad block. I guess no ads, but their creators don't get paid.
See,
like,
and it's helped my conscience because of that.
Huh?
That's like an evil plan where it's like, oh, they're using ad block. Well, it'll affect the creators. Yeah.
When I was like telling my dad about it and putting him on my plan, he was like, "Oh, so it's legit, and you're not just like sharing me your password or whatever." And I'm like, "No, yeah, it's not that. I like you add your account on there." He's like, "Cool," because I didn't want to do it, because if it was that way, I would feel bad about that. He's the type of guy that doesn't like to share his passwords of anything because it's technically wrong.
Yeah. See, and this brings up the whole subject of at least the things that I do, because it's like, and I ask myself this question of why, but how come I'm conscientious of like doing ad block on YouTube and I feel bad about it, but I can share passwords and bootleg anime all day long and just nothing. Doesn't faze me.
Well, I have an answer for the anime part of it, but other than that, I don't have an answer. And it's just because Crunchyroll's a bad website.
Yeah.
That's why you don't feel bad about bootlegging anime.
That's true.
It's bought by Sony, and what has it gone to?
Well, it was bad before.
I know, but what has it gone to? Nothing. Just licensing more
If it-
anime for their
If
shitty...
it worked, if their website worked, I'd happily, gladly pay the money. I have no issues paying it. But
Yeah,
it just,
it's got a
I
great
got
library.
so tired of the web player just literally not working when I'm watching a show.
But the web player was like buffer
Oh, my phone would do it
1
too, though.
minute of an episode every like 10 minutes. Like, it was so bad.
My phone would do the same thing too, though. And I'm
And-
just like, I'm paying for this, and I'm literally getting a worse product
Yeah.
than like pirating it.
Yeah.
This is a joke.
And also, like, on the app, it was even worse, because, like, I just pick a random episode. It's like, oh, sorry, we can't load this. Try another episode. Sorry, we can't load this. Like, what the hell does work? Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
What
It
will
was
you
sad.
load?
And like I don't know, like I'm fine with paying for things. I'm totally down to pay for things because I like to support creators and the things that are made. It's just like when you make something hard enough to work where I literally can't even get what I'm paying for, that's where I cross the line. I'm just like, I'm done, dude.
Yeah, and I think my thing for YouTube too, and I'm with you, Cole. Like I'm definitely pro supporting creators in every way that I can, and I think that it hits home even more so because that's what we do. We are content creators, asking people to support us all the time, so to where we can eventually do this full time. But yeah, I think you're right. It's when you're paying for something and it sucks, it's like why bother? Why am I paying money when there's something else that's better?
Yeah.
Which sucks because I feel like we were literally forced to try alternate methods when it came to anime.
When it came to Crunchyroll specifically, for sure. I couldn't watch shows. I literally click play and it'd load the first 30 seconds and I couldn't watch anything else of the show. But then I go to any random other website that pirates that stuff, it's loading up perfectly fine 1080p and was like, what the heck? So it's clearly not our internet, obviously. It's their service just wasn't working with us for some reason. It was weird because I'm sure other people's worked fine, but for some reason for us it wasn't working.
Because you couldn't find anything on Reddit.
Yeah, I couldn't find people talking about why it not working for them either. Recently, anyway. I don't know. Speaking of like weird things that's not working, my computer's being really funky recently, and like I'm kind of considering like wiping all my hard drives and like doing a fresh start soon.
It doing?
Is that what you're?
Huh?
Oh no, wait, that was this guy with the he had hard drive.
I'm thinking of just plugging it into this computer, literally just pulling off the door and then plugging in the drive and just setting it down and ripping everything off.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah,
it'd be relatively easy. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Well, yeah, what's been weird?
I don't even really know, dude. Like, it just does weird things here and there. Like, it just runs slowly for some reason, and it shouldn't. Like, there's no, like, and it's, like, just the randomest times that it runs slowly, too. My Adobe products, I mean, obviously, those are always kind of broken, but, like, recently they've been even more broken than, like, the past, and, just today, literally, I'm laying in bed watching some YouTube video or whatever, and my computer, like, freezes, and then it keeps going, and I'm just like, what the freak? I thought it was going to blue screen, but it didn't. It didn't get to that point for some reason. I'm just like, what the heck is freaking happening? I don't even know. And I've scanned it like crazy with many different products to see if there's any viruses. I don't have a virus, because it's also, the computer's not acting like it's got a virus. It's just acting funky. It's strange. It's almost like one of my hard drives is failing or something like that. It doesn't know what to do. But like there's no like obvious evidence of that. I don't know the solution or the
Is your
the
RAM
problem.
running fine still?
See, it's been since then that I put the new RAM in, but it still works fine. The weirdest thing that, and you've probably noticed me doing this where I hold down the power button at night. It's because I shut down with like the normal, like you click the Windows button, click power, then shut down, and it'll go through all the shutdown stuff, and then everything will be shut down, but the computer will stay on. And like all the lights are still on, all the fans are still running. I'm just like, it's off, but it's not. It's really strange. And I've been looking into this over and over again, trying so many different solutions that people have online. People are saying things like, oh, it's the shutdown settings, or it's the fast boot settings. And I literally have none of that turned on. And I just cannot figure out what the problem is. And so I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, once I get done with this next video, I might just like move all of my important stuff to one of our terabyte hard drives just for the time being, and then just wipe everything and then just start fresh essentially.
Yeah, you may as well just use the newer one because there's nothing on it yet.
Yeah, because I mean I'd wipe it from that when I'm done with it too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dang, dude, that's rough. But at the same time, it's definitely needed. It's a good thing that I would do this because, like, when I built this computer, I just threw all my old hard drives into it as well. And they were already a mess to begin with. And it's probably much better that I'm actually thinking I'm going to swap it, you know.
Do you think, are you going to buy new replacement hard drives?
No plans to.
How old are yours? Yours are like, what, 10 years old maybe?
No. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive in there that was never in
your original computer?
Oh, it had to have been. Yeah. That 2 terabyte one is effing old. Now that
'Cause
I'm
you-
really thinking
You
about
had
it.
that computer when you first moved in.
Yeah.
It wasn't until your mom hit your car that you built your new one.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've had that's right. So that 2 terabyte one is original. But then I've got a 250 gigabyte SSD that's probably 5 years old now. And then my 1 terabyte SSD and then my 3 terabyte hard drive. I've got those when I built this computer. So those 2 other ones are original. They're very old. I really should stop using that 2 terabyte hard drive just because it's so old.
It's ancient.
How do you know like the life expectancy of those internal hard drives?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
Because not that I've been worried about it because I haven't really had any issues, but I've definitely, like, we replace our SD cards a lot, and we use those hard drives more than we use our SD cards. Granted, I don't know if...
What happened to Thane? He
Thane
dropped his coaster.
Lost
Stupid as shit sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we use our internal hard drives way more than we use our SD cards, and we get new SD cards like once every couple years. Granted, I don't know like the lifespan of one, obviously.
All right. Well,
while he's looking that up, do you think we should take a fat break?
yeah, sure.
A little quickie.
Yeah.
I saw a number, but I didn't like that number, so I'm digging deeper. The number I didn't like said 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
and that's the case. That 2 terabyte one is almost double its life expectancy.
Well, that means mine, like both of mine are probably
theoretically.
on
But
their
this isn't SSDs either. This is just hard drives right now that I saw
okay.
the numbers of.
Wait, how old is my hard drive?
2 or 3 years probably.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back. Guys, YouTube is a really cool place, and we spent like 15 minutes just jerking off YouTube Premium. Well, you know what you can do with your YouTube account, whether it's premium or not. You can subscribe to the Radkatz YouTube channel.
Why did we just jerk off YouTube Premium for so long? That's just
Yeah.
like free advertising for them.
Yeah, especially with all the crap YouTube is implementing right now.
Wait, what are they implementing right now?
The thing where it's like you can't swear in the first 8 minutes or something.
Oh, is that why the internet picks up so many like bleeps?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lots of people are.
Yeah.
They're becoming more clean.
PC.
PC.
Yeah. But
Speaking of PC, our YouTube channel, right? I'll
Yeah.
segue you back in case.
Yeah,
There you go.
we make videos. The video that we're releasing tomorrow after this podcast is about liking things and why it's okay to like things. And you don't have to justify why you like the things you like. And anyone that doesn't like what you like, well, they're allowed to do that too. So it's going
Yeah.
to be fun. It's a different format that we haven't really tried before. Cole's kind of dabbled in it with one of his latest videos,
Which one?
the Wind Waker.
Oh,
So
watch that too.
yeah, watch that. Look forward to all of it. It's really, really cool. We appreciate you subscribing.
yeah.
I hate how all of our ads are just little mini podcasts in themselves because I'm just like, wait, what?
People comment on our ads. They like them.
I know.
Oh.
Speaking of our ads, I got another one for you. I'm plugging. Freak, what am I plugging?
Patreon.
I'm doing the Patreon plug. Guys, we have Patreon. You can give us money.
Yeah.
Next one, go.
Oh.
What else am I gonna say?
Well, there's
Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you.
you could say there's a $1 tier for just
Oh,
normal
yeah,
support
we
and a
got two
$5
tiers.
tier where you get bonus podcasts. There you go.
We should just. Man, I've been thinking like, what if we just got rid of the $5 tier in general, and just have it like, pay what you want tier. 'Cause,
So
like,
pay what you want, and just so it's either $1 or pay whatever you want.
yeah, 'cause, like Brigham put more money in than $5. I'm like, freak, man. We appreciate you, Brigham. Love you.
Yeah, literally.
I'll sucky later.
Maybe in the
And I'll
future we'll
sucky
have
all you guys if you subscribe to our Patreon.
maybe in the future we'll have different tiers, but right now we need to get bigger. So support us on Patreon.
Appreciate
Ding
you.
dong ding and
Ding.
as we're filming this ads for a podcast, why not plug another podcast?
Because that's just what we are.
Yeah.
We're 3 white guys that just run podcasts.
Yeah, it's
We're generic 3 white straight males.
yeah.
That's what we do. We make podcasts.
What
we're,
about-
we're just doing
Yeah.
what we were born to do.
What about
Not our fault.
three generic straight white males who like anime?
Are we just weebs?
Yeah.
Gosh dang, why are we just the typical nerd?
Yeah, well, the Typical Nerd also makes a podcast about anime, and we called it Life is
You
Daijobu.
You wear glasses. He's playing with dolls. I'm crossing my
You
leg.
can't
I'm
see it on the
making him
camera.
kiss.
You can't see it on camera.
And Zelda and Nick, they're kissing.
I think it's hot.
Wait, we don't have a camera. You can't see.
Wait, sorry. Go ahead. They finished the ad.
Anyways,
Hate their
we
faces,
we made an anime podcast, Life is Daijobu. We just talk about anime, and this upcoming episode, or I guess this episode posted just recently, is
Today.
Today, actually.
That this one goes
Yeah.
up.
we talked about Violet Evergarden.
And I cried.
Yeah, you mean we
It's
just
an
cried
anime
about
about-
Violet Evergarden?
Being sad.
It's an anime about being sad.
Yeah.
Truer
Well-
words, Zane. Truer words have never been spoken.
Yeah. You could watch the episode to find out what we think. And yeah, that's the podcast. Also, oh yeah, we do weekly bi-weekly Pokemon episodes
Starting next week.
And so hopefully you'll join us for that.
It's gonna be a nostalgia trip.
And that's about it. Let's get back to the regular show.
And then can you do the? Yeah, that was great. Good transition.
I did it with the music.
Ba-ba-da. Bloom. Ba-da-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-da-doo.
Oh, are we not doing the full thing?
Sorry. I
you
just had to
gave up.
tell someone thank you.
You gave up, Sky.
I have to restart my phone because it's all glitching up.
Want to know what I just learned? That 2 months of YouTube Premium is 30 cents cheaper than 2 months of Spotify.
Ding.
Family plan. They're probably both equivalent when it comes to single plan. When it comes to being a loner without friends.
Yeah.
I'm paying less per month than I pay for Spotify, and I'm paying for 2 people.
Dang.
And I'm probably getting more content out of it because I don't really watch Hulu
Yeah.
that much, and I watch a crap ton of YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convert my dad to it because my sister's hog his own Spotify account, so he doesn't even use it. And now I'm like trying to tell him, "Hey, Dad, get YouTube Premium," because that's all he watches is YouTube. So, will he? Probably not. He doesn't know how to use Discord yet either. He still bitches about that.
It's kind of funny and a little bit annoying how much he complains about Discord.
I showed him how to use it. I'll tell you, this is what happened. The first phone he was using it on was broken. He got in the hot tub with it and ruined the bottom half of the screen. So he would turn it sideways and expect to click things. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. So then he got it on his new phone, and I just had to show him how to use it. It is a little bit weird on the phone at first, especially for a man that's almost 50 trying to figure it out because of this one thing. He was having a hard time understanding the concept of swiping.
Don't have to swipe, just to the top left.
Yeah, I told him that. You could do both. Because he's like, well,
So
how do I see who's in there? I'm like, Dad, it doesn't matter.
So when
Literally doesn't matter.
thing is, when Discord tried to appeal to like a mass audience of like, hey, Discord's the new way to group with your friends and talk, like during the pandemic, they used to have this like really cringe like fantasy character speaks like, looks like Wumbus has tripped the power cord. He'll like everything's gonna be down for a bit. It's like, Spragle here. We'll see your partner verification. Surprise, you're a partner. It's like they used to have this really ooh-woo type speak on their like tech support and like their updates. But then when they went to the pandemic, they said drop all of that and say we're gonna be more
Normal.
normal. Yeah, it's like, thank you.
Maybe normal's not right. I shouldn't say that. Sorry if you like to do uwu speak.
Yeah. Sorry,
I
you gotta
didn't
find
mean to
another.
call
You gotta
normal.
you gotta find another app now. But Discord decided to like look more
I'll
professional.
uwu with you.
And I can understand they were doing because it was a more niche thing. It was advertised towards gamers, like the gamer crowd. So they thought,
Which is great. I think Discord is literally the greatest app for communication ever invented.
But like,
change my mind.
Moist critically did
Skype.
the video.
No.
Without Skype, we would not have Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that Skype's better.
Oh, I never said that.
Yeah, Skype is.
You said
is
Skype. I
like-
said Discord is the best communication app ever. Changed my mind, and then you said Skype.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's kiss. Let's make our hands kiss.
No,
Wait,
no.
you do this.
I feel dirty. We did something lewd on camera. We need to make sure you center that so they can't see it.
So
No,
yeah.
they earned it.
No, they got to see my hand ginity go away.
So yeah, I saw like I heard it on both the official podcast to watch a Moist Critical video about it, and I was like surprised and baffled that they like do this like XD random speak on their tech support. It's like no. If it's tech support, you need to be as like transparent and not like all like, oops, we're sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, we
didn't
thought
mean
we
for that
didn't
to
mean to.
break
It's
like
like-
that. Ooh, finger touch like
It's like,
that.
Just be a company. Just be a normal. Can't you be normal for 2 seconds? It's like, and also they got rid of the constructing additional pylons on the loading screen. It's like it would say, getting all the floorpieces ready. Like
yeah, I remember
yeah,
that.
it's like,
yeah.
I missed
and now it
those.
just says getting you started. It's like
no more
okay,
floor
yeah.
piece florping.
To be
also
fair,
they changed the logo. They showed a side by side, but it's not very noticeable. Like
As I said, I didn't even know they changed it.
yeah, they changed it. They changed like the font for Discord. It now looks rounder, I think.
Oh.
For the logo. But yeah, like I'm kind of glad they just started normal now because everyone's starting to use Discord more now.
What's interesting is during the pandemic, so right when it hit,
Yeah.
my school took 2 months off, or maybe it was 3. I think we shut down in March, and we didn't go back until June. But I remember when we came back, we were using Zoom, and it was the biggest cluster F that I have ever participated in. Learning how to use that, it wasn't that hard for me, but training 300 parents on how to use Zoom, as well as all of our teachers how to use Zoom, and then my boss had to upgrade our internet because it wasn't fast enough, and it was just like we were just literally punching ourselves in the nuts trying to figure out how to use this.
The only reason Zoom's really good for that stuff is because the client doesn't have to have a program downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I could think of the entire time while I was using Zoom is, why don't we use Discord? I showed my boss, and I was like, this is literally free. You don't have to pay for this, and it's way more user-friendly than Zoom.
The only issue with
Also-
that is they have to download the program.
Well, actually,
Yeah, they'd
you
have to
can
create their
run
own
Discord straight off a web browser. I've done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you still have to make an account.
Yeah, you have to
don't
make
have
an
to make an account with
Oh,
Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
That's
thing.
I guess that's how Two Man
Well,
was able to just jump
To
into
be
random.
fair, I think that my manager made accounts for
Oh, really?
all of our, because it has their name.
It works better if you have an account, but you don't need an account. That's the whole thing about it.
Yeah. So we eventually figured it out, but my goodness, like I said, and I will stand by this until something comes along that's better. Discord is the greatest app for communication ever.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to use Zoom when I was working for Boise State because I had to like set up a lot of Zoom calls and stuff for people and meetings and stuff. And yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, I hate Zoom. Okay, let me rephrase that. Zoom is bad because Discord exists. If Discord wasn't there, I think Zoom would be just fine. To me, it was about the same as Skype.
When it comes down to it, I think the only thing that Zoom really has on anybody is, or I'm sure there's other places like things like Zoom, but it's just what, like I said, it's just they don't have to have an account. They can just literally click a link and they're in.
Yeah.
That's the biggest pro that it's got over like Discord or anything.
Discord,
Because
yeah.
Discord, you have to have an account, you have to log in, you have to do all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, you can do it from a browser, but you do have to have an account still.
It's just so much more convenient having like an account already.
Sure, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I agree.
But yeah, I can understand for people who don't want to make an account.
I'm really hoping that, I mean, granted, for what I do, and I guess what we do in general, it's not necessary for Discord to become like a mainstream business thing, but I would love for Discord to become more normal. And maybe it is. I don't really know. The world I live in is under a rock, so.
I kind of just want to purge all of the Discords that I'm a part of and just leave them all except for like 3 or 4 because I hate having so many on the left side.
Yeah, definitely done that.
I put them in groups of the ones I never go to. It's like there's this really, really weird like social stigma when it comes to Discord, where if you leave a Discord, people like kind of know about it and they're like, "Oh, bro, why'd you leave the Discord?" I was like, "Sorry, man.
I don't visit.
I've literally had people do. I'll leave a Discord and they go, "Dude, why'd you leave the Discord?" I'm like, "Sorry, I just wasn't contributing." Then I never spoke to that person ever again in my life.
It was actually the girl that made our little cat logo that's on our YouTube. I was in her Discord and it was just littered with hentai. Like you couldn't find anything but hentai.
Yeah.
And I joined because she really wanted me to. She's like, "Will you join the Discord? Like I made you a logo." And I'm like, "Okay." Joined her Discord. I was in it for like a week, and then I left. I haven't heard from her since. Like she sent me like a sad face or something when I left, and I was just like, I wish it wouldn't tell people that I leave.
It doesn't tell them. You just see that their name's gone.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay.
And so if you leave like a big Discord, no one's ever really gonna know, especially if you don't talk or contribute. But if it's a smaller Discord, and this is what I'm talking about. Like I've had it a couple times where I've left smaller Discords, and they're like, "Why'd you leave?" Like I was in a Discord with like 5 other people, and I was just like, "Why did I join this? This is a nightmare." And the person updated something on every single day, and I'm just like, "I'm not even saying a word here. I'm just gonna leave." And that's when it was really just like, "Bro, why'd you leave?" And I don't talk to that person anymore.
Yeah.
I felt bad, but at the same time, like, it's just clutter, you know? It's like cleaning your room almost.
I did that with my YouTube subscriptions earlier this month.
Yeah, I recommend everybody do that.
Yeah.
The only problem is like, say you have someone you're subscribed to and that doesn't upload very often, you'll forget which one was them.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes I go and clean it. It's like, yeah, I don't watch this person anymore. It's like, oh, this person, like, that's not even their channel. I remember years ago I subscribed to a top 10 list because top 10 videos were the coolest shit back then. And then I go in there, it's like a pet care advice and pet care shopping channels. Like, what the hell is this?
There's some people that I feel bad for unsubscribing to though, because I just don't like their content anymore, but I like them like as a quote unquote as a person, you know, because I feel bad about leaving them, but I just don't watch their stuff anymore, so I feel like it's hurting their analytics if I'm on their like subscriber list but not watching anything.
I have a similar story to Sky about the hentai Discord. This was just a random invite. It's like, hey, come join my Discord. It's like, okay, I guess I'll see what this is about. It was filled with like they did have hentai stuff, but it was like hidden more well. How well hidden was the hentai on that Discord? Was it just up in front?
The hentai thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just everywhere.
Oh. Well, that's the problem. I think if you're doing a Discord and you want general like talk about, I think you should really hide it. Maybe like even give roles like, hey, if you want to see this, just ask for a role of a connoisseur, and then you can see it. I think that should be, because it was well hidden enough, but I opened it, and I kind of regret it because there was some guru stuff in there, and I was like, good God. So I kind of left it. It's like, thought about it. It's like, yeah, I'm leaving. And then they tried to invite me again. It's like, well, they know about me. I'll just join again, but I'll put down. And then I think the Discord got banned or something. So I was like, okay. And ever since then, if people just invite me to Discords and I don't know who they are, I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
fine.
One time someone DM'd me, he's like, "Are you gonna join the trivia show?" I was like, "What trivia show?" "This one." And I was like, "Fuck off, bro."
Yeah, I'm with you, Cole. Where it's like, if you're not actively participating,
There's
why
no reason to
why
be
be
even
there?
there.
Like, there's even people just on our personal Discord, our good friends one, where I'm like, Thane and I did purge a whole bunch of names, but I'm like, we could even delete another 3 or 4 names that like nobody ever uses.
We did delete
this.
one, and then I saw him come back on the Discord. It's like, oh,
that was us that
Yeah,
invited him back.
Yeah, it was Zay's brother.
But like,
one of his
that
brothers.
was the first time in probably 2 years
Yeah.
that he joined.
And then he jumps back in. It's like, did he ask questions? Like, oh, was that
He didn't even care.
No.
So that
It's
was
like-
just I guess a serendipitous thing.
I feel like there's definitely a big split. There's a lot of people that like use Discord just to talk to people over games and stuff, and then other people that use Discord as a social media. I think it's when they use Discord as a social media is when they're like, "Oh, you left? Sorry," or "Oh, dang, you kicked me out," you know? I think that's the kind of the divide right there.
Yeah,
so that's
it's
why
like-
I'm imagining this guy didn't care at all, because he just used it to talk to people playing games, you know?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing you call somebody on Skype for.
Yeah.
Literally
No,
the same thing.
it is weird because we definitely use it as both. We use it as hanging out with our buddies, but we also use it as a
like a personal social media
yeah,
almost.
yeah, exactly, with our community of
I wonder
people that
if
wanna
there's a
join.
bot that will like, in order to clean up your Discord, that like kick you out if you've like been inactive for like 90 days or a certain amount of time. Because like it does get cluttered, like especially like since radkatz is a public Discord, like probably want to like don't want it to feel like that. Oh, look at all these people in there, even though like a good chunk of them have not been on there for a long time.
And that's where I feel like Discord really falters as a social media thing.
Yeah.
Because it can get to the point to where it's just a cluster F, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
There's too many people.
Yeah. So at that point, like, do you just mute everybody and not let them talk?
Yeah. I think it needs to like oh, if you're a public Discord and you can access it publicly, you like you need to have an option where it can like hide people and then like show them. Actually, there is like something, I think a setting where like it doesn't show the people who are offline or hides them. Then you can see who's offline, but then it also shows the people who are online right now. I don't know, but yeah, I think it should be better organization for like, oh, if this person's been inactive for a while, you'll just bury deep and you won't really see them. Only like admins can see them, just in case, you know.
Well, honestly, though, like, I guess for you guys personally, what do you guys think? Because when I look, I this is probably bad to admit this, but I very rarely go into our radkatz Discord other than just to post videos that we've made.
I got that crap muted
and updated. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I basically, if there's anything like people talking about and they like mention me, I don't even really know until one of these guys bring it up to me, because I'm just like, oh shoot, I didn't know. Cause
I keep it there because
I've got all my Discords muted, to be fair. So like, that's partly why. I just don't like all the bleep bloops, you know.
I don't keep it muted because I created the server, and just in case someone starts spamming stuff in there, we gotta go like stomp them
at
out.
that point though, like there's going to be a point to where we have so many people in the Discord, it's going to be hard to police. Obviously, that's why people get mods and stuff.
Yeah.
But at that point, it kind of, for me anyway, detracts from the whole idea of having Discord there to be more intimate with the community. You know what I mean? When your community gets so big, it's like, well, if everyone's muted, this may as well just be Twitter or Instagram, where I can just, it's a one-way thing. You know what I mean? I can send something out and people can like it or comment. You know what I mean?
I think that if a Discord server is ever raided, they need a lockdown button.
Oh, that could be good.
Yeah, like you're having a raid, hit the lockdown button. Like that would be easy, because like you have to actually, like, people are spamming like porn and gore and stuff. You gotta actually go into the settings, hit like stop people from sending messages, like erase.
Can't we make it to where they can't post
hide
links?
Yeah, you can have it where they can't embed links. Like, yeah, you can make it where they can't post, I think, screenshots or something. But it's really hard when, you know, they're like get raided.
I think it's just tough because Discord is getting treated as two different things, which it does one thing way better than the other. Obviously, just a hangout for your friends is way better than using it as a social media platform. Yeah,
it needs like a separate like server setting where it's like, this is a public open server for discussion, and it needs these set of rules.
But you can't make that though. It gives you all that customization.
Yeah, I know, but like if it had like an option where it, like, oh, this is a private server for only a few group of people,
and it just
you
has
flip
all
a
of that
switch
stuff
and it's
already
like,
turned on.
This is a public server for, and if there's ever a problem, you can just hit the lockdown button. Like, I think that would go a long way if it was just a lockdown button, like, for anything. Like,
what I think is really nice, and we probably should have done this from the beginning. Obviously, we could still do it because our Discord's so small, but like, why bother at this point? Is to do a private Discord so people that subscribes to Patreon gets access to it. But at the same time, that's just another layer because people that subscribe to the Patreon can already be a part of that community of exclusive content.
Most people do Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, like I'm
Discords.
subscribed to one official podcast. I'm in their official Patreon Discord.
And then they don't have a public Discord typically. If they do that though,
yeah, they don't have a. It's not public.
It kind of keeps like that intimacy you're talking about.
But also, like I discovered the feature where it's like a stage feature, and you can pop in.
Yeah.
And they like do a live stream or a live audio recording of their podcasts.
Yeah, you can pop in, and then you'll be muted by the server, so you can't talk or anything, but you can hear what's talking.
Just be kind of an audience.
So it's really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it, but it'd be really hard with just a public server anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that'll probably be something we'll look into in the future, I guess.
I think that Discord, like as it gets bigger, it needs to think about these options for more public Discord. That's why, hence the name, more public discourse, like how to manage a full public server that anyone can go in.
I'm a part of a couple very large servers for very specific things, and they're pretty much all Pokemon related. Like for example, I'm on the PokeSpeed Discord or the Pokemon Manga, Pokemon Adventures Discord, and I originally joined that for the first reason was to get the monthly updates as each of the chapters come out, and then second of all was so I could ask people in the PokeSpeed Pokemon Adventures community about questions that I had about the manga, so I could do my videos a little bit better. And the times that I've used it, it's been great, phenomenal. People are very responsive and very quick to respond to, and they just have like, as typically people are, when they got their thing, they got their thing down. So it's like I asked a question, hey, when does the manga show something like this? And they're like, oh, it's volume 3, chapter 7, page 3 or whatever. I'm just like, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, guy.
Like, this is exactly what I was looking for. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a feeling like for specific Discords, like you pop in and say, hey, I'm doing a big video on this. I just need some references. Do you guys know where I can find this? It's like, yeah, bro, it's up your ass. No,
You're like,
some people will respond like that. But some people are very helpful. It's like, JK, it's actually this.
If it's a relatively niche thing like Pokemon Adventures, I feel like people are less prone to be mean to each other.
Yeah.
Because they want the community to continue to grow.
Yeah, you go into like an Evangelion subreddit, it's like, Asuka boobs are this big. No, in this frame they're this big.
How big they are. But then some of the other bigger ones I'm in this Pokemon Go one. Like right when the pandemic really first started and they gave out the remote raid passes, I joined this Discord when it was relatively in its infancy, just so I could do remote raids all around the world. And I did that for a very long time. I'm technically still in that Discord, but I don't ever look at it anymore. But I think it has like 10,000 plus people in that Discord. Wow. It's just absolutely insane. But if I ever wanted to do a raid, it's easy peasy. Yeah. Just post it there and then people will join instantly almost. I mean, I got to add them, but...
Doesn't like every small hometown or even bigger towns,
yes.
but they have their own
Discord? Oh, yes. I am in the Discord for Pokemon Go for this area, as well as the one for our hometown area.
Yeah.
It's just there's Pokemon Go Discords for literally every town in.
I almost said
the
subreddit, but there probably are subreddits for it too.
I don't think there will be subreddits for individual areas,
probably
like for Pokemon Go specifically.
Maybe states, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, there are. I looked up how many subreddits are. There are like 1 million. I was like, wow, I didn't.
Oh, there's so many subreddits.
Now that I think about it, there are like 1 million. Doesn't seem too abstract. There's so many like
things.
Like, I remember when that art controversy happened. Like, they like showed like, hey, there's a bunch of different art subreddits you can go to, and probably a lot of people went there. And in fact, the guy who like was part of that controversy, art, he actually posted to another art subreddit, and he said, and like the mod said, hello r/art refugees, I hope you enjoy this art, because everyone was just sick of r/art's mod fiasco.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
I had one last thing, looping back to YouTube. I know we've been talking about it pretty much all episode, but I was just curious if you guys shared the same thing with me. But like, do you ever like go, man, I kind of want to watch a movie, and you look at like movies and you look at their run times, you go, dang, dude, I don't want to sit down and watch an hour and a half long of a movie. But then you see an hour and a half long or 3 hour long or 4 hour long YouTube video, and you're like, I got time. I'll sit down and watch the whole effing
Yeah.
It's like I got
Every time
I got nothing.
one of my when I have a favorite YouTuber that uploads like an hour-long video, it's like, ooh, baby.
It's the dumbest thing, but I think everybody integrated in like YouTube space is very much so like that. Like, I subscribe to this channel called King K, and he does very long retrospective style video essay style videos on old video games, and they're anywhere from an hour to 3 hours long typically. And I'm just like, F it, dude. I know what I got going on in the background for the rest of the day.
See, and I think that's what it is when you watch a movie, you feel like, okay, I got to give my full undivided attention, whereas a YouTube video...
Well, okay, but then I got Action Button, where I do give my undivided attention, and his videos are 6 hours long. And I'm just like, wow, I will totally sit down and watch this for 6 hours, but I won't watch an hour and a half long movie. I don't understand it.
Super Mega, like, at the end of the year, they uploaded like a 5-hour compilation of just best bits from everything. They also broke it up into multiple videos, but still the Let's Plays were 4 hours long. Was still 4 hours long.
But
It's
see,
like,
that's, to me, that's a podcast. You throw it in the background of whatever.
Yeah,
you're
that's
doing.
different. That's different. But
But
like,
even those, like, I wouldn't actively watch. Even a lot of there's 2 YouTubers right now that I actively watch every single time they upload a video. And that is Yakko CMN and Internet Pit Stop. Even Scott the Waz, I'll just put up on the side.
I don't watch Scott like at all anymore.
I still watch him, but all his stuff is just on the side. So those are the only 2 YouTubers that and Act Man. Okay, I got 3. I got 3 that I actively watch.
I got beef with Actman's Yu-Gi-Oh video. I've been thinking about it recently, and gosh, dude, that's such a stupid video. So much garbage in that.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Oh, he's just ripping on modern Yu-Gi-Oh, and he doesn't even freaking know.
He interviewed a whole bunch of guys on there.
Yeah, and they just gave him the cookie cutter answers, except for Team APS. Paul was the only one that actually gave him real answers. He was like, one of the questions he asked these YouTubers was like, oh, by the way, one of the YouTubers he interviewed doesn't even play the game.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, doesn't even play the game.
To be fair, I'm not even going to argue this because I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not even a part of the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
So the question he asked is like, what are like some cards that were like always very relevant or very, very like popular or whatever, very strong in the game? And then everybody's like, oh freak, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Exodia, oh baby. And Paul's just like, yeah, dude, the Monarchs were like really prominent in the metagame for such a long time. He was right. Everybody else was just saying what Actman wanted to hear. Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician suck. Exodia is terrible. It's just like, wow, yeah, he was definitely just like focusing on what he wanted it to be. He was basically a Yu-Gi-Oh retrospective from 2013 is what that video was.
Yeah, he had a narrative.
He totally did. And like one of the funny things, I watched another video on this guy reacting to it, one of the big YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh people, and he was like pointing out some stuff here and there. There's 2 things I wanted to say that he pointed out. One of the things was one of the Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers that he was interviewing was like doing something. He was listening to Actman talk, and he was just going, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden you see him divert his attention to something like his other monitor, and the guy that was reacting to the video was like, oh no, he's checking his white balance. He doesn't like the white balance of his video right now. Oh, there it is. He changed the white balance, and then he just gave Actman some cookie cutter response like, yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon, bro. He just didn't care. When he realized what it was, he just didn't care. And then the other thing I wanted to point out was the Actman must have played a couple duels against some guy playing a Predaplant deck and some guy for some reason using Legendary Fisherman number 3. And he brought those 2 examples up over and over again of how modern Yu-Gi-Oh is bad. And I'm just like, bruh, those aren't even bad. Anyway, that was my rant on that. I just thought that was so funny. But anyway, going back to the whole YouTube, like, just length in general and stuff, like, for the most part, like, some of them are kind of podcast-esque format, and I feel like that's what they intend for them to be. But when they use their video as a visual storytelling and actually use it like Action Button, Tim Rogers does, then I feel inclined to watch the entire thing and actually focus on it. And so it's just super interesting because I'm just like, yeah, 6 hours, Act-Man, Tim Rogers talking it. Excuse me,
Action button.
Action Man.
You can watch Act-Man.
No, I don't dislike Act-Man.
Yeah, no,
it's
no,
just when I watched the video, the first time I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun. It's nostalgic. Oh, rip our camera. But I was just like, it's nostalgic and all that, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. And after a while, I was like, it's basically he's literally just looping back over and over again to the same stuff over and over again. And then I watched the person react, and I was just like, yeah, he's kind of right.
No, I'm totally with you like that. So I guess my example for that is when I watched the Lord of the Rings show. I was like, this is okay. I mean, it's more Lord of the Rings. And then after I watch people break it down and talk about the lore and everything else and why it's bad, I'm just like, gosh.
I think
right.
the biggest problem with it that I had in the long run with that Act-Man video is that it almost deters people from going back to the game.
Yeah.
And, like, I won't deny Yu-Gi-Oh! Is hard to get back into, for sure, no doubt about that. It's one of the hardest card games for any person to start playing. But at the same time, it's just like, you're not doing it any favors.
Yeah, that's...
As much as you're saying you're liking it, you're basically ragging on it all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you always, like, if you're going to talk about a community, especially one that you're not really a part of... Because I don't even know if he considers himself a part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. He's just a fan.
Yeah.
But it's like you should always try to do the community's justice.
And I feel like he tried. I feel like he ultimately tried because that's why I got
the community is toxic as hell and you had a negative experience and you just call him out.
And I think ultimately he did try. That's why he got like people interviewed. But the guy that I watched the React video of, he said that Act-Man had posted out like, hey, is there any Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubers that'd be willing to be a part of the video? DM me. He said he actually DM'd and never heard anything back from him. And he's one of the bigger ones too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, yeah. So I wonder if he definitely picked what he wanted, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he had his narrative.
I'm sure he definitely did,
go
yeah.
with.
I just found it very, very funny. But yeah, I like YouTube. Shout out to YouTube Premium for making no ads.
Yeah, dope.
And being cheaper than Spotify.
Thanks to VTubers. I don't know.
We're not VTubers, but you can subscribe, and we appreciate you.
VTubing our life to your computer screen or television or cell phone. Or earbuds, because this is also a podcast and you can't even see us anymore.
Thank you guys for listening and watching until the camera died and then listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Love you.
Actually, this is going to be a bi-weekly podcast now.
Yeah,
just for the
bi-weekly.
foreseeable future. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.